What's up, everyone? My name is Alex, and I use he, him, his pronouns, or AMR's pronouns, and I wanted to do a video critiquing basic pride flag designs. I say basic, they're pretty basic, but it's a pretty good, mix of flags here, so I just wanted to, I don't know, do something a little bit different, do something, interesting, because I like pride flags. Pride flags are super interesting to me. I like to see how people represent different identities with using colors, using the placement of stripes and everything like that. So these are in alphabetical order, just to make it easier to, I guess, make sure I got them all. So agender, very on the nose, blacks, grays, green in the center to show outside of any kind of gender binary. I kind of like the colors. I like the visualization of black into gray into white. So I like the idea. It just doesn't have a lot of color to it. A lot of people have created their own agender pride flags using different types of color. I made one myself, just to represent just being outside of a binary, being non-gendered, but not using a bleak color, not using black, because that's no fun at all. Bi-gender flags, I have 3 in mind, I think, plus the one I made. Let me actually, I know this is annoying, but let me actually pull up what I have for bi-gender flags. There's the classic bi-gender flag. That one, too binary. I'm not a big fan of attractional or gender flags that rely on the binary. I know that bigender, the original flag is supposed to represent one color and another color. It's supposed to be 2 genders, and that's the basic concept, but they had ended up using pink and blue to make it very on the nose. So I wasn't super into the original bigender flag design. I mean, it does fade kind of into a purple color, which isn't that bad. I like it blending, but it's still very binary reliant. The other bigender flag design that I've seen does still use blue and pink, but also uses yellow and purple. It's supposed to be it can be male or female, or male and female. It can be 2 different types of genders. It can be any combination of them. I am always a fan of a flag that's split in the center with a white stripe, either a 7-stripe flag like the Demi Boy flag, or the transgender pride flag, a 5-stripe flag design with white in the center. I like that. It's still kind of binary, but at least it's a little bit different. The only problem being is that the blue and purple seem to match. They're on one side, but then the purple or the pink and yellow are on the other side, at the top, and those 2 colors don't really match. I feel like the bottom one should have been an orange or some kind of different color than what it was trying to represent there. There's another flag that I found. I have no idea where this came from. It's kind of a mix between the other ideas of the previous bigender flags. It's pinks and blues kind of on opposite ends, and then yellow. I'm not sure why. It still uses the dichotomy of feminine and masculine, it seems, and it still uses purple, I think, where it would blend in the center, which I kind of also like, but I prefer a white stripe in the center. And it's also divided by all these white stripes, and I'm not sure why. That's kind of an odd design choice, I think. So I made my own bigender flag design still using the idea of 2 different genders, or being 2 genders at once. But I decided to split it into 2 very distinct colors from one another that were not pink and blue. So I used purple and orange, and I used different shades of purple and orange to represent where there may be kind of to represent some people experience being bigender in a more fluid way, some people in a more static way. So I wanted to represent that, and I have a thinner white line in the center to either show the overlap or to split the 2 genders into 2 distinct identities. depends on the person, of course. Like, some people see their identities, their genders, as heavily overlapping, while other people might see them as two distinct things. So, demigender. I do have a very specific critique about this, but I'll go over that in a minute. Demi boy, demi girl, I like the representation of, you know, like partially a gender, just a little bit of pink, a little bit of blue, and then like gray throughout the rest of it to show like there's like some other part to the gender, but it's not represented in the flag design. So I like that kind of representation. The biggest issue I have is the demi-gender flag, because it is also the demi non-binary flag. It uses yellow, which I have always seen as the demi non-binary flag, but people use it as the overall demi-gender flag. So I ended up making my own demi-gender flag, just like something different, because I did not like that there wasn't a flag to represent like just in general demigender, the demigender experience, or like being demigender. Instead it was like people use the demi non-binary flag, and I don't like that. So I made a flag that used purple, and it was distinct from the other flags. The only like critique I have is that I think there could be less gray. I think it could be like a little bit of gray top and bottom, with more like color in the center to represent like being partly that identity, but not so much gray area. But I still love it. I have a demi boy flag hanging up in my office, and I still love it. It's very distinct. It's very like I like grays and blues, so I like the color palette. So like those ones are nice. I just wish that demigender had its own flag. Gender fluid. Let's talk about the gender fluid flag. It's interesting in its color choices. The only thing that bothers me a lot of it, is that the colors aren't fluid. The colors don't flow from like black to blue to purple, pink, white. There's no fluidness to the colors. The colors are just kind of a mess. So I don't like that aspect of the flag. I like that it encompasses like a bunch of different gender experiences, like genderlessness, and I guess like I don't know. Like I like that it encompasses like different gender experiences, and has like it represents like being a binary gender, being a blend of the two, that's the purple, being like somewhere outside of that, which is like kind of what the white represents, being genderless, which is like the black stripe. But I wish that I wish it had different, just a different kind of order to the stripes. Gender flux. I'm not a big fan of the gender flux flag at all. I have my own design of the gender flux flag. I can show it right there. But I don't like the order of the stripes. I don't like the gray. Not really. Like, I'm not a big fan of the gray. But I did make my own gender flux flag, but just generally not a fan. And the colors kind of it uses a lot of binary color. It uses like pink and blue, and that's a little odd to me. I don't know. So just overall, mostly not skipping over that one, just I don't have a lot to say about the flag. It's distinct, but it could be better, I guess. Genderqueer, extremely simple flag. This flag has been around forever. Genderqueer was what non-binary was before somebody came up with the term non-binary, so this predates non-binary. It's almost the same identity. That's what people called themselves, was genderqueer back in the day. I'm almost sure this was coined in like the 70s or 80s, something like that. So it's been around a while. Very simple, like purple, green. It's to show like being outside of the gender binary in a way. I am just not into I don't like the green. I don't like the green color. I made a flag where I slightly adjusted the colors of the genderqueer pride flag. I don't know if I have a genderqueer redesign. Personally, I think I would have liked it to be 5 stripes like the trans pride flag. I like it. I like how unique the colors are. You don't see a lot of just purple and that shade of green in flags. So generally, I like it. New Troy. This flag is very on the nose. It's very simple: black, green, white, neutral. It it feels so, like, what do I even call it? The New Troy flag has something. It feels something. It feels so other. It's like the Maverick flag, which I did not put on my list. But it's like the Maverick flag where it feels separate from what it's representing. I did do a version of the New Troy flag. I made like a kind of like a small redesign. But neutral, like green is neutral. Usually you see gray as neutral, but I like green representing neutral, and I don't know what it is. But I I wish it had more stripes just because New Troy is an umbrella term. I never knew that for the longest time. I thought it was kind of a standalone identity that meant one thing and it was gender neutral, but it encompasses being genderless, being demigender, being fluid, being outside of the binary. It encompasses so many different gender experiences that are outside of conventional binary standards. So I do like the idea of the New Troy flag, and I kind of slightly redesigned it, but I mean I like it in general. Otherwise, non-binary, another very distinct flag. Like, non-binary when you see it. It feels very non-binary. It feels, it's outside of like binary colors. Again, I wish the stripes flowed. I wish it was like black, purple, yellow, white, instead of like the order that they are in. And I did do a flag where I kind of adjusted the colors and made them flow a little bit better. So non-binary, I like it. I see something that's purple, yellow, and black, and I'm just like, that's non-binary colors right there. It's one of those designs where like I see it in like other color schemes, other color palettes. So I like that it's very distinct. But again, I just wish the stripe order was different, just like the gender fluid flag. Pangender is interesting. It uses pink. It doesn't use any blue. I don't know why. I don't think I did a redesign of this flag, but I think personally I would have purple to represent both blue and pink. And then like yellow, orange, white. The white represents it usually represents all, or like an overlap of identities or multiple genders. That's usually where white falls onto like a flag design. It's usually what it's used for. Maybe black in there, though it's a little on the nose, and I like the softness of the pangender pride flag. I just never knew why the colors were chosen for what they are. I thought that was a little odd, but pangender in general, I like the softness of the colors, just not the representation of the colors. What other colors are in this thing? Now I gotta see. Now I gotta open up Photoshop and see what flags I have. Oh boy, it's yellow. Oh, is this even pink? I just color picked it. It's magenta. It's magenta, but it's been desaturated. So yellow, this weird like pale orange, and a color that's not purple enough. Like that's in the pink range. I don't understand that. I don't understand the choice of very warm colors. I'll have to look up the stripe meanings if there is any. But otherwise, like, I like it. I just wish it was different colors. I like the 7-stripe flag format. Definitely. Pansexual. I don't like it. I don't like the pansexual pride flag. I'll show 2 flags here. The top one's pansexual, bottom one's panromantic. I did those flag designs to show all genders and distinctly like sexual romantic. But I don't like how bright the pansexual pride flag is. It's also just very binary, male, female. I did it the wrong way. Female, male, yellow. I guess, to represent everything else. But I don't like male, female, other. I don't like that way of talking about gender. So I don't like how bright it is. And I guess I'm going to skip to the polysexual pride flag. I don't like that one either. I have a redesign of it. My idea was to encompass a similar color palette. So, like, polysexual just means multiple genders, not all, though. So, I wanted to show, like, there aren't as many distinct colors as my redesign of the pansexual pride flag. So, rolling back alphabetically, polyamorous. It's a very distinct flag, which is nice. I just don't understand the red and blue. The red and blue are too bright. I've done a redesign, not a redesign, but I've recolored the flag at one point to make the colors more muted, softer. I like the yellow. I wish the yellow was incorporated into more than just a symbol. I wish it was a different symbol. Sometimes it's an infinity symbol. Sometimes it's a pi symbol. I don't understand the pi symbol. P for polyamorous, I guess. But I don't, like, there could be more, I guess. I also redesigned the flag entirely, or tried to recently. I haven't shown this flag anywhere, but it's showing multiple hearts in a formation to show, like, a relationship between people or attraction between people, and it's in the shape of, like, a clover. It can be like the clover polyamorous pride flag, if you want to call it that. And I didn't want it to be, like, gendered, like a blue and red or blue and pink kind of thing, so I just showed, like, different colors, opposing colors, to show, like, the attraction between two people. And yellow is usually an attractional, like, soft yellow is usually what I use to represent attraction in my flags. Made it softer, made it more, like, just nicer to look at, I guess. I'll be totally honest, and this is inappropriate, but the polyamorous pride flag looks like a Kinkster flag. It reminds me of, like, the leather pride flag, where it's black, red, blue, and very intense colors, which I like, but I don't like that it doesn't represent a lifestyle appropriately, I guess, is my critique. I don't know the history of the polyamorous flag. I don't know the history of a lot of these flags, so it's really just, I'm just kind of critiquing the design, but I mean, I guess there's a rhyme and reason for everything. The queer flag, two different ones. The queer chevron pride flag and the 9-striped queer flag. The 9-striped queer flag, distinct in that it's a gender pride flag that doesn't represent being genderless, but is, like, kind of sandwiched with 2 black stripes, and, like, a white stripe. That is an interesting choice. I kind of like it. I just, like, I don't know, it's distinct, but I'm not totally into the 9-striped queer pride flag. I don't think a lot of people recognize it anyway. The chevron queer flag, shades of purple and, like, a creamy white. It's distinct in its design, like, it's got chevron stripes instead of, like, just horizontal stripes. It's got, like, colors to represent, like, being outside of a binary. Though it uses shades of purple. I think that's an interesting choice, and it doesn't use white. It uses, like, a cream color. You don't really see that in any other flags, and you don't normally see a big background color with, like, more subtle colors over it. You don't usually have, like, all that space of, like, no stripe. It's just a big, like, space of color in the background. That's an interesting choice, definitely. But I mean, I like it. I like the queer chevron flag. I'm not into the 9-stripe queer flag, though. Not as much as I could be. Like, The trans pride flag, I like this flag for its colors. It's just very binary. But, I mean, I guess that's just where it's coming from, transitioning from one to the other. People didn't realize that, like, you know, a lot of people want to transition from one to another in a completely different way. It's not always, like, male to female. It's not always female to male. But I just like it in general. I have that hanging up in my office, too. And sometimes it's made with even softer colors, which is nice. The flag that I have has very bright colors on it. But I like it in that regard. And like I said, I love a flag. I like the 5 stripe or 7 stripe flag format where there's a white stripe in the center to divide it in half. I guess I did make trans woman and trans man pride flags, like top, bottom. Just like, I don't know, I guess a representation of transitioning from one gender to male or one gender to female, I guess was the way I was trying to represent that. In my flags, if I'm representing gender in general, it's usually purple. But that was my idea. I like the idea of different trans flags for different types of transitioning. I've made a social transitioning flag. I've made a medical transitioning flag. I like that distinction too. But in general, I like the trans pride flag. Like, it's one of the more well-known ones, which is nice. Trans masc, trans femme. I'm, I guess, indifferent. Because I think you can be trans feminine without transitioning from male. I think you can be trans masculine without transitioning from female. I think there's like a different definition of trans femme and trans masc now. You don't have to be an assigned certain gender at birth to use these terms. I don't think so. I think there's more variety to the community in a way that I can't really explain. But I've never redesigned these flags. They're nice. They just don't fit my particular identity, my particular gender experience. I don't consider myself trans masc. I'm just a trans guy. But I like them. Like, they're the same colors as the trans pride flag. They're really nice. I like the shades, like the gradients of color. So more neutral about them than anything. At the bottom of the list, I mean, I could do another video on like other types of flags, but I wanted to keep it basic. This one is an easily forgotten identity, trigender. I don't like it. I don't like this flag. I don't like the colors. It's very bright. It doesn't look good. Green. That's a very interesting color choice right there, is green. Let me pull it up because I don't remember visually what it looks like. But where are you? It's the last in alphabetical list. Yeah. Like, what is this? There's no blue. It's kind of blue. It's more indigo. Like a hot pink, a muted indigo, and then like green. I don't know how distinct this flag. It's very distinct in its colors, but I don't know how many people normally like see this or see these kind of colors and think trigender. So I made my own trigender pride flag, much like the bigender pride flag, though I really wanted to redesign this flag. I used 3 colors, like purple, green, orange, to represent 3 different colors and a white stripe to show like where it, I guess, overlaps, or, you know, having all 3 of them at once to show like 3 static genders all at once, rather than like fluidity or switching between them or overlapping. But I definitely want to redesign that flag again to look more like the bigender pride flag, but using 3 different color schemes. Maybe like top and bottom one kind of color, and then color 2 and 3 can be the 2 stripes on either side of the white stripe. That was my idea. I have not gotten to redesign this flag again, but I have it here. I did that just to like, I didn't like the pink, indigo, green, or whatever, but I kept the purple and green from the original flag because I thought that was a very interesting choice in design. But trigender, never been a big fan of it, and I rarely ever see people who are trigender. I don't normally see that. But I mean, if anyone is trigender, let me know. And let me know if there's other flags, other trigender flags out there. I'm pretty sure there are, but I feel like bigender is a more common experience than trigender. But I don't know. Maybe that's something different. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, sorry. The end of that video was so bad. I was so distracted with just everything. I'm not really good at like focusing on any one thing. I have very many windows open on my computer. There we go. Okay. So yeah, random filler episode. yay, rating flags, or not rating them, but critiquing them. I may do a video on like lesser known identities, but I may keep it under like maybe only fluid ones, maybe only like same gender attraction labels or something. I just don't want to like step out of my boundaries and not boundaries, step out of my like my place and like critique a flag that has nothing to do with my own experience. I don't think that's very appropriate. So I'm not going to sit here and critique like all the different versions of the lesbian pride flag. I don't think that is my place. It's not okay. I mean, I can offer advice on like flag design in general, but I don't want to like go and critique like someone else's identity that has nothing at all to do with me. Like an experience that I can't have at all. Like the lesbian identity is not mine at all. It's never going to be an experience I have, so it's not my place to critique. But anyway, I guess that's it. I have to go and bring my car back to my friend. My car, their car, back to them because I have it. So I have to go take off and drive up the road for a sec and then come back and then probably drink more coffee and rant at people some more. Let me know what other kinds of videos that I can do. This one was longer than I wanted it to be, but maybe I'll try to cut back on the time on the filler episodes, because it's cool to have filler filler content, filler videos that are longer and some shorter, just to give it variety. But I don't like filler episodes that are longer than my identity talk videos. That I don't like that. I want the filler videos to be, I guess, I want them to be like easily consumable. Like it's just like random stuff you can watch in between identity talk. So yeah, let me know what other kind of videos I can do. I might do another Animal Crossing town tour. I don't know if that's this month. I'm just recording videos and not actually writing them into my schedule, because I figured I'd do that some other time. So I can't tell you what's happening next week or this week or anything. But I definitely want to do another like town tour. I think that would be fun. Just one last one for the winter month, kind of winter. But yeah, anyway, I'm signing off for now. See you later.